Guten Tag, ich begrüße Sie ganz herzlich zu unserer Online-Vorlesung Blockchain. Mein Name ist Thomas Boczek und heute zu Gast bei mir Guilherme Machado. Machado, can you quickly introduce yourself?
Yeah, hello guys. Yeah, my name is Guilherme Machado. You can call me Gil. Yeah, it's shorter, my nickname. I work in the blockchain space for a while. A software engineer, also entrepreneur. I co-founded companies in this space, and also a blockchain researcher. Ranging industry things like engineering, entrepreneurship, and researching kind of innovation topics. Right now, I'm with X Labs. That's where I put in my efforts these days. And X Labs is a company where we execute projects, mainly open source projects in the blockchain space. And yeah, from not only from our customers are not only foundations or blockchain projects, but also startups or even large companies like VCs, telecommunication providers, etc. So that's basically some of introduction about myself. And of course, I started with Bitcoin back in the days where me and you, Thomas, we explore, let's say, the Bitcoin side a bit with projects. I think it was back in 2013 or 2012. I don't remember anymore, but it was more or less like that. Yeah.
A long time ago, yes, yeah, yeah. So you mentioned what you're working on, the companies you're working on, and you're also a tech guy. So what technologies are you passionate about? So what makes you excited?
So of course, I'm excited in the umbrella, like in the blockchain industry as a whole. But when you go, you can you can see blockchain as a technology, but if you go a bit in the deeper level in naming a specific technology in this space, of course, I work with Ethereum, with Neo blockchain. I work with recently I was taking a look a bit on Algorand, and yeah. So from the smart contract side, um, to developer tools. So that's 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 that are the areas where I get very passionate. Like everything that is to empower people on the blockchain space, which are developer tools, which are maybe languages like SDKs, compilers, whatever. But also, I'm interested on making applications for these chains, like having smart contracts, reaching solidity, or having in Neo we can write smart contracts in Java, for example, and to make applications for these chains. So I'm passionate about these areas. But if you go a bit away from the blockchain side, I'm nowadays I'm really into some programming languages like Golang. Golang, I really like it. Even though sometimes I'm a bit critical on that, mainly related to testing in Golang. Of course, I like so much like Java and Kotlin, mainly Kotlin these days. I think that's a very nice language with very nice features. And Yeah, TypeScript in other languages, programming languages. I think it's I have experience. Yeah, but in the infrastructure side, I'm passionate. I like, for example, Kubernetes, Docker, and this kind of tools that take your applications, put it in a kind of in a container, and then it's ready to run like in a simple way. So that's the I touch a lot of topics, in terms of technology, but I'm really into this these days. Yeah.
Okay. You also mentioned Neo, so we didn't cover this in the lecture. Can you briefly say what it is?
Yes. So Neo blockchain is a blockchain project, which is a chain, which it's a general purpose chain, more or less like Ethereum, but with other characteristics, other features. So a new blockchain, you can also write smart contracts to it. You can, yeah, you have oracles, built-in oracles on Neo, which in the Ethereum side, side, you don't in chain you don't have that built-in natively. In Neo also we have features like a new FS, which is a distributed file system. You can make an analogy like IPFS or Filecoin in the Ethereum space. So yeah, Neo is a blockchain which has other features, also another consensus algorithm, which is DBFT, yeah, it has like a higher throughput, higher it scales better. Of course, there are some costs for having all these features and do it better in terms of scalability.
How expensive is one transaction? Because so sorry, I always have this example that there are many use cases now in Ethereum and Bitcoin that's simply not possible anymore.
Yeah.
So how is it in Neo? How expensive is a transaction?
Yes, so that's we have there are groups inside the Neo blockchain where they evaluated this, and they got for example from Solana, Tezos, Ethereum, and also Cardano, I think, and they deploy an NFT in all of them, and then they compare the prices. So in Neo, it's comparable, I think, to a bit more expensive than Solana. I think it's in the magnitude of like 1.5, yeah, a bit more than Solana, but it's way cheaper than most of the chains. But I would say that it's in the magnitude of $1 and something, to deploy an NFT. But for other transactions like transfer tokens or transferring like Neo, and this is way below. So it's really cheap. It's really cheap.
And they also recently had an upgrade. So there's the legacy Neo version 2, and there was now an upgrade. So we're also discussing in the lecture, or I mentioned that there will be Ethereum 2.0. Is it something similar? This new version, is it improved? What improved?
Yes. So in the Neo, like Neo legacy, it's I would say that it's comparable to Ethereum, the current state of Ethereum. Yeah, Ethereum 1.0. But the Neo version 3, which is the new chain, it had a lot of improvements. So all these features that I've mentioned before, like built-in oracles and like built-in distributed file system, NeoFS, and scalability and etc., and governance, on-chain governance for changing parameters like fees, etc. These are all in the new version 3. It's not in the new legacy. So in how it compared to Ethereum 2.0, I think like that's how I see. Okay, I think Ethereum 2.0 will have like the shards and the scalability. Inside these shards will be way better. But in new 3.0, we prefer to do a new chain without carrying all the legacy that was created, let's say, back in the days. So in new 3, we call all-in-one. We have all-in-one features in the same chain, but without charging, without any like this things. Also, this is possible because of our consensus algorithm with DBFT, with validators, etc., and we've got our own chain governance, which, in my opinion, in the Ethereum side, on Ethereum 2.0, this is different, So that's how both compare. If I could answer your question.
Okay. And so currently there's a hype around NFTs and DeFi. So I guess you mentioned this comparison of the NFTs. So I guess this is a topic for Neo as well. This whole DeFi and NFT hype that's currently going on.
Yes. Like Neo. Neo have some NFT projects. It's bootstrapping like these days. In terms, they have Neoverse, which is an NFT project. Let me try to share my screen here. Yes. Yes, here. So you have, for example, Neoverse, which is a project in the new blockchain, which is you have some NFTs about features of Neo 3 and highlighting it, and then you can combine the NFTs, etc. So this was the first project, just to bootstrap the space on Neo 3. But now orders are coming. We have, for example, Ghost Market, which is also a market like comparable to OpenSea. We support to Neo and 3, which you can also create NFTs here. You can put like, I want to create in Neo and 3. You can upload an image, and then you can put your name, etc., and then you can create it. Of course, you have to connect to your wallet, which is, for example, I have here the new line. So that it's coming. Coming.
Okay. And do you have NFTs as well? Do you also NFT collector?
So actually have like 2 NFTs in Neoverse, but I have other NFTs in the Ethereum space as well, but I'm not a collector. I just get some airdrops or buy 1 or 3 kind of cheap just to experience this trend, because I think this NFT space will be it will stay. I don't know in which format or with which use case, but it will stay. But I'm not a collector, no.
Okay, and do you also have NFT projects going on at X Labs?
So that's a good question. So recently we are also involved in a project called One of One. So let me share here the screen. So One of One is an Ethereum chain, but One of One DAO is a fund. Is a DAO where you can how can I say, you can deposit like ETH and then gain a 101 token in the future. This is not yet implemented, but you can deposit some ETH, invest in this fund, and then you get 101 tokens. And then the DAO itself, it's composed by guilds. We call guilds, and the guilds are specialized. For example, we have art guild, collectibles guild, gaming guilds, and then each of these guilds have a creators, where the creators work to acquire or to sell, exceptional NFTs to generate value for the DAO, and accrue value, and make the right decisions because they are specialists. So like this is an exciting project. It involves like the front end. It involves back end because we have to make an estimated value of all these guilds. which is not so easy because you have to collect data from different sources, from OpenSea, from I don't know, Polygon chain, from Ethereum chain, etc. And you have to come up with these estimated values, and for example, if you click here in each of these guilds, you see what kind of assets, what kind of collections we have. We have a CryptoPunk. Actually, we have more than one, but there's just one here in the now. You have like other NFTs and collections, and then you can, for example, click here and see the NFTs. And I think if you click, you can even go to OpenSea to check. But we have a huge collection. This project is executed with support, or who leads this project is Dialectic, which X Labs works with. But it's an exciting project, and one of the projects that X Labs is putting time to build for the ecosystem. Yeah.
Okay, and I saw this is organized in a DAO. So I just saw today in a news article. I just quickly show this news item. That was actually 2nd of December. That's today. Another DeFi hack, the Badger DAO, $120 million was stolen. How do you make sure your DAO is safe?
Really good question. So we have of course, for 101 DAO, and we have other projects, other DAO projects being executed in the X Labs environment. We have other DAO projects, and all of them, they need like auditing and security. But sometimes this is not enough. So auditing depends with whom you audit, depends how much time you spend auditing, depends like of the complexity of your smart contracts. It depends like in a lot of aspects that it depends on. But if you're designing a DAO, you're always going to have risks associated. You cannot escape from this. But one key aspect, and this is not only for the blockchain space, but also for any software engineering project, is that you should keep the complexity low to a minimum. You should really design your smart contracts, which doesn't depend on so many stakeholders, or doesn't interface with multiple other smart contracts, because if you don't, it decreases the risk a lot to get hacked. So oracles, other smart contracts, it starts piling up complexity and layers that things can go wrong. And even if you have a very good auditing company to take a look at it, it's really hard to get 100% seal of approval. So the only advice that I give you, and that's what I put in practice, is to try to keep the implementation complexity down to a minimum. That's it.
That's a good advice. I also tell my students, try to make it as less complex as possible. Complexity is actually bad, and the more complex the system is, the more error prone it is. So in 2017 there was this big ICO hype, and now there's this DeFi and NFT hype. What do you think? What will be the next big thing? Will it be decentralized autonomous organizations, or will it be something else?
I'll be a bit provocative here. I think that the next big thing, it will not be DAOs. I think it is already a big thing, like in the present,
fair point.
Future. So, I think it is now, and I think the DAOs, the DeFi, the NFT space will stay. It will be less hyped. It will stay. But something that I see a lot coming, and Facebook announced these days this this like in the last couple of days or weeks, this metaverse, this direction of going to the metaverse. So I think that more and more projects will explore the relation between blockchain and augmented reality and virtualized VR and going to this digital reality spaces, whatever you call it. And I think like this merge of these two worlds of gaming and blockchain assets, and that you can like make define. For example, you could play a game which is a virtual world, and then you can get assets in this game, and then maybe accrue interest on them if you deposit this asset somewhere. Like, let's make an example, arms, or if you buy a car in the game, it to be an asset, not in the real world, but in the blockchain. So yeah, it could be an NFT, it could be whatever. In these games, I think also we would interface to decentralized autonomous organizations, DAOs, to make decisions about these games, about features, about how the world or how the scenario inside these games or this universe will evolve over time. So yeah, that's my thing where it goes. We already seen some projects going to this direction, like Decentraland, X Infinity, like Sand, the Sandbox, Yield Games. There are like other projects, but I think they will. I think like big players like Facebook or others will join, and then we'll see the space booming. That's my prediction, but nobody knows, right?
Yeah, that's like the prices. It goes up, it goes down. Nobody knows why. It's just the market. Okay. Yeah. Gil, thanks for taking the time, and wish you good luck with your ventures. And thanks for the interview.
Thanks a lot, Thomas, for inviting me. It's always an honor and a pleasure to talk to you. Absolutely.
Okay, thanks.